What's up, guys? Just wanted to. I guess this might be the last thing I ever talk about when it comes to Red Dead Redemption 2. They just released an update a few days ago, and they actually managed to make the game worse than it already was. I'm strictly talking about the online multiplayer. The offline game itself is still what I think is one of the greatest games ever made. I love it. I have no regrets buying the game. I'd highly recommend it to anybody, but except for those of you who only care about online multiplayer. If that's what you're looking for, this game is an abomination. It's everything that's wrong with the gaming industry today. The microtransactions, purposely making the game unbalanced in order to incentivize people to spend money out of pocket. It's so dirty and so disgusting that I've lost all respect for Rockstar, Take-Two. You know, Take-Two is the parent company. I'm not surprised about them. They are greedy. They've already managed to really ruin a franchise, the NBA 2K franchise, that used to be really great, and they've just managed every year to make it worse and worse because they're more and more focused on microtransactions. The entire gaming industry is at a very crucial point. It could either really continue to collapse, or, you know, they could turn it around if they went back to the way they used to do things back in the day. What am I talking about? There used to be a time when game developers, their main focus was the initial sales of these games. In other words, you make the game, you push it out the door, and you look at the sales numbers. And that's really what drove the profit margins, right? You know, making that profit off the initial sale of the game. What we've seen, it's been many years now, but it's just getting worse every time, is that the initial sale isn't really the driving force behind the decisions made by developers and publishers. It's more about how much money they can squeeze out of you after you already bought the game. So purchasing the game is a very small part of the business model now. Now it's about get you in the door, selling a game to you, and then getting you on that hook where you're constantly spending money, right? So they want to bleed you dry, but bleed you slowly. And that's how these games are designed. You see the microtransactions, they're going to get their money any way they can. And you see them where they purposely create unbalanced online experiences. I talked about Max Payne 3, still a game, one of the great games that I think a lot of people missed out on. Unfortunately, the online multiplayer, which at its core, it's actually a great game. It's the first time I really spent a lot of time online. And to this day, I still play that game. But it's an abomination. It is a horrible mess. Besides people abusing glitches, and the game is really almost completely broken. The game from day one was incredibly unbalanced. I'm not going to get all into it. I did a video on it. And the bottom line is that if you're not one of these people who went out and bought all the DLC and spent the extra money, you were at a huge disadvantage. And you got people running around in these bomb suits that they still run just as fast as you. They can flip, they can roll on the ground, and it's like they're not wearing a bomb suit. If you've ever seen a bomb suit, it's a massive contraption, and it looks like it weighs at least 100, 150 pounds. There's no way you should be able to run around as fast as everyone else. Then you get all the protection of a bomb suit and no negative aspects to it. I'm not going to get any further into it. I'm just saying that it's not the first time Rockstar created a purposely unbalanced experience for the sole purpose of getting people to purchase extra garbage. And you look at this game, and it's just a mess. You still can't even play poker. Why can't you play poker against other people? That would be cool. I don't get it. You could play poker offline. Why can't you play it online? They're not bothering with that. Also, this latest update, they tried a bunch of different things that are supposed to help with the griefers and stuff. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit, because if you really want to know how to deal with griefing in these games, for those of you who don't know, that's when people are just randomly killing you while you're trying to do other shit in this open world, and you can't get these people to stop, and you end up either quitting and trying to go to another lobby where you're just going to face the same stuff all over again. They already have a solution for that. It's called passive mode, which has been in GTA 5 since they first released the game. So I always thought from the very beginning it was a huge red flag. I'm like, why didn't they implement passive mode in this game? Just give players an option to go around, which passive mode, but it just makes you ghosted to other players. They could still see you, but they can't kill you. So you're free to go around and do whatever you want, and not have to worry about people just killing you over and over. And it's very simple. And they didn't implement it in this game. And the reason for that is, as I've told people, they want you to experience the frustration of having to deal with griefers. So that the only option you have is either stop playing the game or fall into that forced narrative of having to fight back. And a lot of times these players, they already have, they're at a higher rank. They have other weapons that you're not even able to have yet because you don't have enough money or gold bars, which is the other scam they came up with this game. So they want to force you to spend money out of pocket because it takes forever to make money in this game. It's unbalanced. The gold bars take forever to get. And now this latest update, there's a bunch of bullshit emojis or emotes, whatever the fuck they call it. It's these little things like a quick little 2-second dance that you can do. And they charge like, I saw one of them for like 12 gold bars. Now, for those of you who don't know, it takes forever just to get one gold bar. You get them in fractions. You got to spend countless hours on this game. If you want to make 12 gold bars in this game, you're going to get ready to spend countless hours. It's going to take you days to make that kind of, to get that kind of gold, because the game is purposely unbalanced. But of course, they give you the option to spend money out of pocket and just buy gold bars, which are ridiculously priced anyway. So now you can buy things or certain weapons. It's a fucking mess. Shame on Rockstar. Shame on Take-Two. They developed a game that is so amazing. And technically, it's a great game. Offline. And you go online, and everything that's right about the game offline is wrong online. But it's meant to be that way. It's on purpose. And I'm done. This is officially the final nail in the coffin. And by the way, there was one thing I really enjoyed doing in the online, and that was going around and randomly attacking NPCs. Not other players, NPCs in the game, right? And I was able to do it without getting a wanted level or anything. As long as you didn't kill them. You know, if you killed an NPC, yes, you would get a wanted level. But you could go around knocking them out, getting into fist fights, and then looting them when they were knocked out. And that was fun. You know, oddly enough, it's one of the few things that I could do repeatedly throughout the game, and it never seemed to get old. It's just something enjoyable about it. And they took that out with this latest update. Now, you punch an NPC, you just take a swing at him, and you get a wanted level and a bounty. So, law enforcement comes after you, and they don't give up till they kill you. Then your bounties go up, so now you got to pay off a fucking bounty. You can't randomly attack NPCs anymore without getting a wanted level. So thank you, Rockstar. And they did it on purpose, and that's the thing that pisses me off the most. I'm not talking about unforeseen glitches that happen whenever there's an update. I'm talking about the shit they did on purpose. Everything I talked about right now was on purpose. And it's all designed to get you to buy and spend more money in a shitty game that really has nothing. There's nothing to do online. And there's people who are saying, why aren't there heists? Or why can't you rob banks? Yeah, you know what? That's a good question. But I will remind people that even when they finally do let you do that, the game's not going to get any better. When heists were finally released on Grand Theft Auto 5 online, first of all, it took forever to do that. It took a couple years before you even had these quote-unquote heists that people were waiting for forever. And when you finally got them, you did them once. It wasn't something you wanted to do over and over. And the same thing would happen here. It's not going to make the game exponentially better. It isn't. The design of this game, first of all, the game itself doesn't lend itself to online gaming. Not every game is meant to have online multiplayer. The reason that Grand Theft Auto 5 was so successful is because unlike RDR2, which is set in the old Wild West, you know, we're going back over 100 years in time. There wasn't a lot of technology. It would be kind of stupid to have rocket launchers, flying cars, all kinds of wacky shit that you see in Grand Theft Auto in the setting of RDR2. So the game itself, it's limited. What can you possibly really add to this game that's going to make it that much better and still keep the game within the framework of the time that it's set in? It's not, I don't think it's possible to do that. And think about it this way. You got a company like Rockstar with the resources they have. They spent 8 years developing this game. 8 fucking years. And to this day, alright, besides the 8 years, they delayed it for another year on top of that. So all these years of development, and this is what they release, I have news for you. They don't have any ideas for online. If you're thinking in the back of your mind they're working on something that's going to make this game playable, you're in for a lot of disappointment. It's not going to happen. 8 years of developing this game. If they didn't have an idea throughout all those years of game development that they were thinking like, what can we do for online? It's not going to happen now. And think about it. What can they possibly do? There's just not a lot you can do. Online multiplayer for this particular game is a fucking loss. I'm happy with this game. I love the offline story mode. I will play it again. It is one of the best games ever made. And for that reason, I have no problem having purchased this game. I never really bought this game with the intent of this online multiplayer has to be great. Doesn't matter to me. But it does seem to matter to a lot of people. And to those of you who really care about online gaming, this game is a horrendous mess. And a lot of it is on purpose. It's all microtransactions. And I was having some fun with the game online. Just going around and fucking around with the NPCs and going from town to town and just getting into constant fist fights. There was something enjoyable about that for me that didn't really seem to get old. But they took the one thing that I was actually enjoying and they fucked it up. The first time you throw a swing or a punch at an NPC, it's an automatic wanted level. Fuck you, Rockstar. Fuck you, Take-Two. All the fucking money you've made through the years with these games, and you still have to go out and try to squeeze people for more. Fuck you, man. I am done with this game online. And that's it for me. This last update was the final nail in the coffin. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm fucking done. And I'll be fucking damned if I'm going to spend money out of my pocket just to get some fucking gold bars or try to get some fancy weapons and stuff. No, I'm not doing it. And shame on all of you. Those of you guys out there who see no problem with going in there and just buying this crap. 12 gold bars for a fucking 2-second dance. You gotta be fucking kidding, man. And you see the prices of these guns? $500, $600 guns. You know how long it takes to make $500, $600 in this game? Purposely unbalanced. And it reminds me of Max Payne 3 online. So, you know, they've done it before. They did it now. And they'll keep doing it. And, you know, they thought they were going to get away with the same stuff they did in Grand Theft Auto 5. The difference is Grand Theft Auto 5 lends itself to an unlimited set of things that you can do, and it still fits the world. It's an over-the-top game. There aren't any hard rules there that you have here with, you know, they created RDR2 with the mindset that it's going to be a realistic Western genre type of game. And it does a fantastic job of that. So, there's not a lot you can do to this game without fucking up that narrative. It's not gonna be what Grand Theft Auto 5 has been till this day. I enjoyed Grand Theft Auto Online, but I spent 80% minimum of my time online racing. I enjoyed the racing. I spent at least 80% of my time on that game just doing races. There's 1,000 different races in that game. Is it realistic? No. But it's Grand Theft Auto 5. You know going in, it's not about physics and handling or having organized races, right? Like NASCAR or stuff like that. This game is about just over-the-top shit. You go in, you know you're going to be racing against idiots and people wrecking you on purpose. But, you know, going in knowing that, you can still have fun with it. And I enjoyed the shit out of Grand Theft Auto 5. Even the online. But you can't do what you did with Grand Theft Auto 5 online with RDR2. It's not going to work. And you see it. And even with Grand Theft Auto 5 online, even with the microtransactions, which I do have an issue with, you weren't really forced to spend money on those bullshit shark cards. You literally could make a lot of money in that game. And because I did so much racing online, I made millions and millions of dollars. And I was able to get anything I wanted in-game. Some of the things were absurdly priced, but still. I enjoyed the game for a lot of reasons. It's still enjoyable. And you still can make money in the game just doing all kinds of stuff. What can you do in RDR2? Hunting, it's just repetitive. You just keep doing the same shit again and again and trying to build up gold bars and money, which is painfully slow to get. That's why this game is a failure online. I'm fucking done with it. Fuck you, Rockstar, one last time, and fuck you, Take-Two. You people are fucking hideous. And I say this just in the off chance that somebody somewhere within that business, within Take-Two or Rockstar, ever sees the light of day to this video. Chances are slim to none, but just in case, fuck you.